Let's talk about a controversial subject within the energy sector, and that is uranium. Now, last month I wrote about uranium stocks, which are ticker symbols URA, CCJ, and TKECF. And since the time that I wrote about these stocks, they've done okay. CCJ has actually dipped about 3% since the time of publication, but URA is almost up 6%. TKECF is up almost 2%. So we're seeing on average about a 1.6% increase in the month since I published that article. Now, it's interesting that last year I also wrote about uranium, particularly CCJ, and I was very bearish. I was very bearish on CCJ. And then as soon as the article was published, you saw a big, huge run up in CCJ because of this, the first positive signs of the nuclear deal with Iran. And it started to go into some, political dynamics, and eventually, though, CCJ started to really collapse hard. And I felt that would be the case because the technical momentum, the technical posture was not very conducive to a positive rally at that time. But in 2016, I feel that the conditions have changed fundamentally. Of course, we do have that nuclear deal with Iran. And of course, there's going to be open channels to doing business with Iran, and that it could mean exchanging information and technologies to build Iran's nuclear infrastructure for quote unquote peaceful purposes. It also helps that there is this conflict between Iran and Saudi Arabia that has just gone absolutely vitriolic. These two countries hate each other, and at the same time we're having very difficult relationships with Saudi Arabia because, let's face it, they are the financiers of terrorism. And having that counterweight in Iran is a good negotiating chip to have on our side. But more importantly than that, according to the World Nuclear Association, the process of converting uranium into utilitarian usage is exceptionally cost effective. It's far better than other energy commodities. And because of that financial fact, I think that the uranium market, there's always going to be demand for uranium. It's just very simple. It's just simple. It's a cost-effective solution to meet the energy needs, not only of developed nations, but also developing nations. I mean, clearly the emerging markets need to keep their costs down in order to raise themselves up into the developed nations status. And uranium provides a very cost-effective way to get there. So I think that the demand is there. I think geopolitically, the situation is more favorable to uranium stocks. Again, we have that potential new channel with doing business with Iran. It also opens up new investment opportunities. So I think fundamentally, this is particularly bullish for uranium stocks. And the recent article that I wrote concerning this subject, the three uranium companies have done okay. URA is the best one. It's up 6% since the time of publication. TKECF is up almost 2%. CCJ, it's been very choppy. Right now, it's down 3% from the time of publication. On average, these three stocks are up 1.6%, but it's still very early in the game. I think you need to kind of ride the chop. But I think those that do ride the chop, I think that this could be a very good speculative bet. I wouldn't, let's not go crazy here. Don't go all in on uranium, but the uranium sector, it's something to think about. It's something to think about because there is fundamental tailwinds that are pushing up, that are supporting uranium stocks. And technically, you see it in the financial markets. The investors are slowly gotten out of their short positions, and I think they're looking at this and saying, all right, we're not seeing that much growth in the broad market, so why don't we take a speculative risk? This sector could do very well. So anyways, that's the bottom line. Uranium, it is speculative, it is choppy, it is volatile, but it could be on a very strong run for 2016.